Tonight, the Capitol Hill occupied protest zone is cleared out at the mayor's order.
The time for her to leave.
Many residents and business owners are relieved.
I can't tell you how happy I am. I feel like it's a new beginning.
A close-up look at how Seattle police retook the East Precinct after leaving it 3 weeks ago.
Inside this building, you can come out, hands up.
All right, so the CHOP is clear, but some demonstrators say they plan to start a new protest zone tonight, and it will be at City Hall. Good evening, I'm Monique Minglavin.
And I'm Dave Wagner. They plan to march down there in about an hour or so, we're told. We have team coverage for you tonight, covering the reaction from residents, the retaking of the precinct, and the 44 demonstrators arrested by police so far. We begin tonight with KIRO 7's Gary Horker, who is live tonight at Broadway and Pine. Gary, the crowd there has been protesting, a line of officers keeping everyone out.
Absolutely, Dave. We are still a good 2 blocks away from where the CHOP zone was established up this street. But for several hours now, this has been the far western border police have set up to keep people out of the area formerly known as the CHOP zone, because city workers, we're told, have a monumental job still working to clear the streets for traffic. Now, we saw this man arrested within a few feet of the police line after he crossed it. It appears to us officers are arresting everyone who even tries to put past them. No tolerance here. But remember, this area was a place where officers would not even respond to 911 calls for 3 weeks unless it was a life-threatening emergency. There was also an arrest of a protester we saw ran past officers and tried to stop a loaded dumpster truck, which was presumably filled with all of that material, the tents and the debris left behind, with SPD moving in this morning, clearing all the streets, Cal Anderson Park, and then finally the East Precinct. So we're going to come back live here. I'm seeing a looser, probably thinner crowd here. Only people who live inside that area are allowed in at this point. We don't have any kind of timeline for when officers will reopen this line and allow traffic and presumably people to stream in again. There are rumors going around here that it could be days, but we're trying to confirm all that. We're keeping an eye on this portion of it for you, but right now this is the flashpoint, Dave. We're going to toss it back to you. Live on Capitol Hill, I'm Gary Horker, KIRO 7 News.
Well, the clearing began just after Mayor Jenny Durkan issued an executive order at 5 a.m. And KIRO 7's Ryan Sims looks into how it all went down and the arrests that followed.
You can see that the CHOP is blocked off yet again, but not in the way we've been seeing. It is now police tape that doesn't allow anyone through here. There is still a substantial police presence on the scene here. It has been this way for going on 15 hours.
Police made their mark at sunrise today. Swarms of officers, easily more than 100, barreled in. The show of force surprised even the volunteer security guards who had been watching over the CHOP.
You got 80 SUVs rolling in on you, another 80 bike cops, and then you see like a couple Bearcats coming in and SWAT officers hanging off the side.
As we walked around the neighborhood, many people were coming out of their apartments and homes and thanking the officers profusely for being there and for helping to clean out the area. So we don't even know how much trauma people were experiencing because of what was happening in that area.
Bellevue police and FBI agents helped Seattle police in the early dawn operation. Using loudspeakers, officers warned protesters that they'd be arrested if they did not leave immediately. Witnesses say protesters were caught off guard.
They're obviously freaking out, scared, because, you know, it's been attacked a lot of times by the police, and now they're showing up in such a large, massive force.
I'm gonna say it was about 30 minutes of very...
After that came cleanup crews from SDOT, picking up trash and removing tents and taking down the wooden reinforcements around concrete barricades. Despite the intensity of this situation, no officers were hurt.
These next few days, one of the things that we're going to be monitoring is the cleanup here. It is substantial, and at this time, we still don't know how much it will cost to clean up all of the CHOP, but we hope to get those numbers later on this week. We are on Capitol Hill tonight. Ryan Sims, KIRO 7 News.
At a press conference this afternoon, Mayor Durkan and Police Chief Carmen Best said the protest zone had to be broken up for safety and public health.
From conversations over the weekend, it was clear that many individuals would not leave, and that the impacts to the community could not be reduced, and public safety could not be improved until they did leave.
We support people's First Amendment free speech rights, but we certainly can't condone or promote lawlessness in any area of the city.
Now, Durkin added she did not want any of those arrested and cited for misdemeanors charged.
Getting officers back into the East Precinct took a coordinated effort one SPD had planned for weeks. And Cairo 7's Allison Grandy has more video showing how they gained control and what they found inside.
Scout Police Department, you're inside this building. You need to come out with your hands up. You need to do it right now.
A camera was rolling as Seattle police entered the East Precinct for the first time in more than 3 weeks. Officers entered slowly, not knowing what they'd find, after protesters turned the police department into the Seattle People Department. They brought in dogs to help them search the building.
You never know when it belongs to someone else for almost a month. You know, especially with what was around it.
Jim Fuda is a law enforcement expert and worked for the King County Sheriff's Office as its chief hostage negotiator for decades. He was watching closely as SPD reclaimed the precinct.
But I don't think the police are ever going to give up a precinct or any other public property like that again.
Soon after the building was searched, Chief Carmen Best came to see for herself.
Patrick, how are you? I'm well, Chief. Good. Let's take a look around, see what we got going here.
There were no obvious signs of damage in control.
We're back in our precinct, finally. There's a lot of work to do still, but thank you all for all the work. Neighborhood, I walked the whole perimeter and grateful that we're here.
They celebrated today's safe return.
There we go.
But with protesters roaming, wondering what to do next, Fuda says it will take work to keep control.
What happens from this point forward?
It's likely to fight back. Allison Grandy, Cairo 7 News.
U.S. Attorney General William Barr sent out a statement commending the end of the protest zone, calling a quote, haven for violent crime, and commending Police Chief Carmen Best. He said in part, Chief Best has rightly committed to continue the substantive discussion while ending the violence which threatens innocent people and undermines the very rule of law principles that the protesters profess to defend.
Well, a lot of people in that neighborhood were impacted by CHOP and by the clearing today. Cairo 7's Graham Johnson spoke to some of them and found mixed reaction to the city's decision.
There's a variety of viewpoints in this neighborhood about the end of CHOP. Capitol Hill still shows many signs of the unrest here in the last few weeks. One theme I've heard from people today is that CHOP, which was right down there, was a good idea at first that went downhill.
Today, News Drone 7 flew over what was the CHOP zone. Here's how it looks after Seattle police moved in this morning to clear it out.
Great to see the police back. I can't tell you how happy I am. I feel like it's a new beginning.
People who live and work in this neighborhood say CHOP had been changing.
Initially, it was supposed to be a product of the Black Lives Matter movement. It seems that it has digressed from that drastically.
The whole vibe has kind of been going down. The first 2 weeks was amazing. Like, there was people visiting from all over and just hanging out with their children, and there was music playing, and gradually it just decreased, less and less.
Most critically, there was the gun violence that left 2 people dead.
It was like a turning point.
Giovanni Medina drove a 14-year-old gunshot victim to the hospital.
It's great to see that this is all getting torn down because so many people were getting killed and shot.
The CHOP's persistence for nearly a month put Seattle in the international spotlight and made things tough for some Capitol Hill businesses and residents.
The city finally took a stance.
Attorney Jacob Bozeman filed a class-action federal lawsuit against the city, saying inaction on CHOP violated the constitutional rights of people who live, work, or travel through the area.
My lawsuit was a reaction to nothing being done. I did not think it was rocket science or a great legal jump to understand who thinks it's a good idea for any portion of any American city to be taken over by any political group.
Bozeman tells me he has heard from 125 potential claimants. He says most have some relation to this neighborhood. He says he still wants a federal judge to intervene and block the city from taking any action that would allow another takeover. In Seattle, Graham Johnson, Cairo 7 News.
So let's recap the timeline of the protest zone. It started on June 8th. That is when Seattle police left the East Precinct after nights of protests on Capitol Hill and clashes with demonstrators. Now, 3 days later, Police Chief Carmen Best said leaving that precinct was not her idea. On the 15th, the chief said officers would not go into the protest zone unless there was an immediate threat to life or safety. Lorenzo Anderson was shot at the CHOP late on the 20th. Firefighters say the scene was too dangerous to enter without a police escort, and Anderson died at the hospital.
Lawyers filed a class action lawsuit on the 24th, accusing the city of abandoning the residents and businesses in that area. Monday, police say a 16-year-old was shot and killed and a 14-year-old wounded in the zone when shots were fired at a Jeep Cherokee. People at CHOP say someone inside the vehicle shot at them. Early this morning, Mayor Jenny Durkan gave the order to clear the area.